Someone once told me the grass is much greener.
A lot of people are watching along with us.
Things are going to be taken a lot further.
It does keep the flow really, really nicely, which makes it a show that was really ahead of its time.
Where's that petrified eyeball at now? Who's had it last?
Macy is amazing, and she doesn't care about what other people think about her.
Don't you feel like maybe Dodie represents the instinctive, animal, ugly part of us?
I might have just been having a bad day when I gave it the meh.
At Camp Caprice, we don't sing mooses, we sing these.
Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side.
Hey guys, welcome to We're In Between, the podcast that discusses an episode of As Told by Ginger once a week, every week. I have a quick announcement for you guys before we get started. We have a couple announcements, one exciting and one unfortunately not too exciting. We have decided as a group that Ashley won't be able to keep doing the show with us, which we're really bummed about, but the nature of the job that she got after we started this podcast just makes it really hard for all of us to coordinate scheduling. It was getting a bit too stressful, and so we're hoping to bring her back every once in a while, but instead of her just sort of randomly going missing for a few episodes at a time, we figure a clean break is what we have to do, so Patricia and I are still in it, you know. We're hoping Ashley will keep watching the show and be able to come back for the finale. So look forward to that, and hopefully Patricia and I can keep carrying on the legacy of this podcast. I'm still having a ton of fun with it, and I'm still loving the show. So a bit of sad news, but the show goes on.
Yes, absolutely. And we will definitely miss Ashley, and I hope that...
Of course.
And we hope that, similar to all of you guys listening, that she'll be able to follow the show once a week, and she can be able to catch up until we hopefully have her come in the series finale, and we can be able to complete it together. So, yeah, that's the bad news. The good news is that Melissa Disney, who we've had on the podcast before, she was the voice actress behind Ginger Foutley, she recently gave birth to a baby girl. Her name is River Louise James, and everything turned out really well, and we cannot be any more happy for Melissa. So, if you follow Melissa on Facebook or on Twitter, then please give her your congratulations.
Absolutely, that's very exciting. We interviewed her, I think, 8 months into her pregnancy, so pretty great to hear that everything went as planned. Alright, well, let's dive into today's episode. So we are on We're In Between, number 34. This is episode 35 of the show. We're getting towards the end of season 2. This one's called Ginger's Solo. It aired on June 2nd, 2002. It had a story by Emily Kapnick and Aaron Ehrlich, and a teleplay by Aaron Ehrlich. And in this one, the Lucky Junior High Band is going to perform at Sasha's school in Heathered Hills. Ginger takes this opportunity to go with the band, playing the triangle in the performance, of course. But as it turns out, Sasha already has a girlfriend. Meanwhile, Carl tries to raise money by fooling people into thinking he's a psychic. And Patricia, you warned me about this episode when we got to Camp Caprice, and I was eagerly awaiting Sasha's return just to see how the show handles that. So it certainly is interesting. That's what I have to say at first.
Well, in my opinion, it's interesting, not in a good way, but let's get this over with. So the episode begins with Ginger, Dodie, and Macy over in the locker room, and Ginger is really excited because she wrote another letter for Sasha during American history class. However, Sasha has not written a single letter or called her whatsoever after Summer of Camp Caprice, which was the last episode that we saw him in. And so she has been thinking about Sasha a lot lately, and she wants to find a way to see him, and she's able to find a way because the band, the Lucky Junior High Band, is going to be having a competition around Sasha's school, and she wants to sign up for the band so that she can be able to have a chance to see him again.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me. This isn't a good reason to join the band. I was in high school band, of course, as we've talked about, and I don't know, I'd be a little annoyed if somebody joined and, you know, kind of made a mockery of it by joining just to, like, stalk some boy at another school. So Not the greatest intentions, Ginger, but to be fair, she does at least try to learn. So there's that.
Yeah, but she's still way too distracted about thinking about Sasha while jeopardizing a major competition for us competing against another middle school. So basically, Ginger approaches the teacher asking if she can be able to play any instruments so she could be able to join the band, and unfortunately, everyone is taken. However, by plot convenience, we have this kid who comes in and says, I have to drop out of the band because I need to get my grades higher. And he plays the extra grande triangle. So Ginger has to play the triangle, and it just leads up into, it's a giant triangle. Like, you have to wear it, it looks really heavy.
Yeah, the extra grande triangle, I should say, doesn't exist, but I love that name. It just gives it this sense of importance to the band, you know?
It sounds like a quesadilla that you would get from Taco Bell.
It absolutely does. The extra grande triangle. Yeah, I'd try it. Should we add that to our recipe book?
Yeah, exactly. We should add that to our Nickelodeon cookbook. Extra grande triangle quesadillas. Yeah. Trademark. So anyway, on the first day of class, band class, so Ginger rushes in and she realizes that while she's on time, she's 30 minutes late. And the band teacher says, even though that you are on time, dedicated band musicians show up 30 minutes earlier so they can be able to practice. And of course, Miranda comes in, and then she's shocked that Ginger's joining band class. Ginger is pretty much not interested whatsoever in band class, not even the fact that she has to wear an outfit for her to be a part of the band. All she cares about is finding and seeing Sasha.
Right. And, the Miranda part of this episode, she's not around much, but it is, it's really funny to see her in a marching band uniform. It's so not clearly her thing, but her dad forces her to do it, and she explains that. But just the concept of Miranda in marching band is so funny to me.
So yeah, let's cut over to the Carl and Hoodsey plot. So Carl and Hoodsey find out that Blake's family is going to be purchasing a tomb. And they want to be able to have 1% of the tomb, and they have to pay $10,000, and they think about getting jobs. And I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Just because you were buried in a tomb does not make it immediately that it was an Egyptian pharaoh. A lot of other people were buried in tombs. There was the high priest, loyal servants. So, yeah, I mean, and Blake never specifically says what tomb the family purchased. It could be anybody. I mean, if it was the tomb of Tutankhamun, then absolutely, I'd like to get a piece of that, but no. It is a generic tomb, and Carl and Hoodsey want to have a piece of it.
For sure. Yeah, it is a little problematic, but I guess with kids you sort of make that leap with little information. And I love that we sort of get a callback to full capitalist Carl and Hoodsey, except this time they're looking to be employed, not employ themselves, which is an interesting concept.
Yeah, they look through the newspaper to try to find jobs, but every single turn that they see, there's absolutely no way they don't have degrees, they're not old enough, so they decide that they want to be psychics. They want to be psychics so that they can be able to predict other people's future, and they get profit for it. And here's the thing. You see, remember a few months ago in Fast Reputation, in which you and Ashley were talking about how the food cart was a great idea because they're actually providing services, like good services to everybody who purchases the food. And it's an honest service. This is a lie. This is a flat out lie. It's a major manipulation. And the fact that Carl thinks that he's a psychic just pretty much boils down to the fact that this idea from the very start is not going to work.
Yeah, clearly. And he does believe his own powers, and I assume all psychics do. Or many, but at the end of the day, it's a scam. It gets into sort of Ed, Edd and Eddy territory.
Yeah, exactly. And just like with Ed, Edd and Eddy, their scam pretty much becomes a complete bust.
Exactly, yep. I will say, the kids 100% buying into Carl's made-up nonsense is so typical. Like, kids eat that kind of stuff up. I remember I had a business in late elementary school that we were a paper company, but we would make like paper boats and paper hats and paper footballs, and then we would sell them, and it became this huge hit, and the school had to actually ban them because the kids were so into this little like home business. So it seems like a similar thing.
So you really related a lot to Fast Reputation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I probably should have brought it up then, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it. So, cutting back into Ginger's plot. So we have, Ginger constantly thinking about, going to see Sasha. We even have a dream sequence where Ginger, Dodie, and Macy are in the rock band and play a rock and roll rendition of Copper Colored Ponies.
Yes, and can I just say, one of the transitions early on is a marching band version of Copper-Colored Ponies. It's a really quick sort of trumpet ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba in the transition music. As always, kudos to Jared.
Absolutely. Then afterwards, we cut into the day that the competition begins, and we have Ginger excited about seeing Sasha. We have the band musicians singing "Heidi ho, Heidi hey, we're gonna put the sass and brass," and Ren is like, "It doesn't even rhyme." And then finally we have Ginger, settling into the high school, the junior high, looking for Sasha. She sees Sasha at track meet, and they start meeting up with one another. And for Sasha, immediately, he wants to turn and run away because it's like, oh, crap, it's Ginger. I gotta get away. And then she yells, "Hey, Sasha, over here!" And then he pretty much just like, "Oh, hi, Ginger, how's it going?" And he's being incredibly awkward, and she's being incredibly enthusiastic, so we can kind of see little hints of what's going to be coming up in the episode.
Yeah, for sure. And are we getting ahead of ourselves if we get to the actual Sasha moment?
You know what? Why not? Go ahead.
Well, first she sees him on the football field while the rest of the band is practicing, and she just neglects the band, of course, to go talk to a boy, like you do. She goes up to Sasha, and he's like, "Oh, Ginger, what are you doing here?" And there's clearly something he's not telling her. He's like, "Sorry, I didn't respond to any of your letters." And she's like, "Well, we're here now. It's okay. It's all forgotten." She's just so love-struck, and man, it's just a bummer because you can tell he's keeping something from her. And like we said in the description, he ultimately reveals that he has a girlfriend, and Ginger is completely devastated.
Yeah, not just a girlfriend, but we even heard the description that before he left for Camp Caprice, he broke up with his girlfriend named Clover because she started dating another guy who was popular. And so when Courtney was spreading the rumors about like, oh, Ginger has Ian as a boyfriend, he pretty much became devastated. And then like toward the last days, that's when they started to get along. But then like, I guess when he got back home from Camp Caprice, that's when they started dating again. And this girl, long blonde hair, tiny short shorts, she's basically like Courtney if she was a little bit more sluttier. And yeah, I mean, and she has like a snooty voice. It's like, "Oh, there you are, Sasha, hanging around with these band dorks. No offense." And then when Sasha introduces Ginger to Clover, she is heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. So in conclusion for Sasha, he is a hypocrite because he pretty much disses Ginger throughout the entire episode of Camp Caprice because the rumors were spread that she was going out with Ian, but that was a complete lie. And then when he got back home from Camp Caprice and he promises to Ginger that they were going to see each other again and they were going to have a relationship, he goes back with the girl who was popular that broke up with him for a guy who was already popular. So yeah,
fair enough. And he could have just written her back once and let her know the deal, It wouldn't have been hard.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have been difficult. He could have said, "Hey, Ginger, haven't heard from you in a while. I have some unfortunate news. I'm seeing somebody else." Instead of having Ginger travel 2.5 hours and ending up with her heart broken. So, Yeah, way to go, Sasha. This is why I hate him, and oh god, you know what? I'm gonna save that till later. Okay, so yeah, going back into Carl and Hoodsey's plot, it doesn't fare out better for them either because we have Terrence, the school bully, whom we've seen a handful of times, and he wants to know one thing. Is he going to get an A on Mrs. Gordon's test that they just had a few days ago? And he says, oh yeah, you're going to get an A for the test. You're going to get an A+. And he's really excited. And he tells Carl, if you lie to me, my brother and I are going to do something really bad to you. And Carl is pretty much nonchalant about this because he just has so much confidence that he told Terrence's future correctly. And then the next day, when they give away the test scores, Carl is the only one who has an A, and Terrence ends up with a D+, and he is so pissed.
Yup. Yeah, that is a great moment, though, just the pressure on Carl, and it's so public how he is the only one who passed, and it just makes him look really bad in terms of his services that he's been providing.
Now, despite the flaws that this episode has, one of the redeeming things for me was Miranda going up to Ginger and talking about how even though that Sasha pretty much let her down, that doesn't mean that she should let that be the focus of what's going on. She should focus on other things, which happens to be the competition. And she essentially made Ginger feel a little bit more happier, even though that wasn't her intent.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about Miranda's spooky entrance from the bathroom stall, though? I mean, it's just great. Ginger is talking to herself in the mirror, and you just know when all the stalls are closed that someone is listening. And Miranda just emerges, and it's such a great moment.
Absolutely, it's pretty creepy, but then again, that's to be expected from Miranda. All right, so the episode ends with Ginger and the rest of the band members performing really well in the competition. They won the prize. They won first prize, and Carl and Hoodsey, they give all their money back to all the people that they've scammed, and Terrence and his brother come by and decide that they were going to give them nuclear wedgies in response to the fortune that turned out to be a massive lie. So yeah, that's how the episode ends. Alright, I guess that's pretty much it. We can discuss about our rankings of yay, nay, or meh. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to give it a meh, slightly towards the nay. I've already mentioned many times before about how much I despise Sasha, and this is just another layer into why, because he is such a jerk, playing around Ginger's feelings that he doesn't write to her, he doesn't call her, only ending up that, he has a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend that just so happens to be popular, which was the reason why he got angry with Ginger in summer of Camp Caprice, because there were rumors that she was dating somebody popular. So, yeah, so we can establish that Sasha is a hypocrite. And as for Carl and Hoodsey's plot, Carl and Hoodsey pull off a scam. They don't do this very often. I mean, even with something like Cry Wolf, in which Carl, pretended to be Wolf Boy, even though he wasn't exactly a wolf, at least it was fun. But with this, he's legitimately lying to people just so he can save up money for what? 1% of a tomb? And we don't even know who the tomb belonged to? So, yeah, I'm not really crazy about this episode, so meh for me.
I want to give it a yay because of the message at the end of the episode. I love that Ginger learns to channel her disappointment into something instead of wallowing. I've certainly been there in that situation, and I'm sure other, artist types have as well, where when, things aren't going well, you can either wallow or you can channel it into something that becomes so important to you later. And Ginger does a good job of that. It's if I'm going to be in the band, I'm going to do it right, regardless of Sasha. And she hits her note, her one little triangle ding at the end of the song, and it has great success at that. So I love that message. However, for all the reasons Patricia said, it is still ultimately a meh from me.
Alright, well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in next week as we're going to be talking about episode 36. Hope to see you around soon, and thank you for listening.